Okay, it's Wednesday. I think it's the 1st of March. Um, yeah, just wanted to do an update of where I'm at. Like, I don't know why today I'm just having an issue with, I'm having an issue today with the fact of being so badly abused and nobody cared, Um, it's very scary. It's very disgusting. Um, to realize that people that I guess they just got us so busy and so occupied that if somebody comes, so like what my mom did with me, like she came out with a narrative and told everybody how bad and crazy and evil I was. But no, so she was going around telling everybody that about me. But I didn't know she was. But see, I was going around telling everybody how crazy and I used two words for my mom whenever anybody would ever bring her up to me. It was what's that word where you think you have hypochondriac, and crazy. And those were the defenses that I put up when my mom would be mentioned in certain circles. And I'm just wondering because, like, I'm having all these mental issues. And it's hard for me to figure out which of these mental issues are stemming from childhood, from like when I was born or whatever. What mental issues are stemming from like when I was in kindergarten and I failed and I had to go back through, and I constantly in first grade and second grade constantly had the dunce hat on and sitting in corners and in trouble because I couldn't sit still. So I'm trying to figure out the difference between my mental issues then and then what mental issues came to the surface or were exacerbated by the abuse, and then what mental issues I'm having now after all the head trauma I've had. So yeah, man. I mean, I probably hold it together really well, but I mean, inside it's like a battleground in my fucking head sometimes. Because I never was able to develop my own personhood, my own ego based off of just me. My ego was based off of hundreds or thousands of different splits and different identities. Excuse me. I just, so I went and paid or put a deposit down on my electric yesterday. It was $500 fucking dollars. I'm in a less than 800 square foot house. It's unreal, man. $500 fucking dollars. I'm the only person here with one light on and a heater. What are you talking about? So, I put a deposit down and I told the lady, I said, look, you guys need to come out and test my fucking thing. Whatever. So the guy showed up today and I was outside talking to him and we had a conversation for like 5-10 minutes maybe. About how electricity works and what could possibly be going on with my electric. Dude was awesome, man. He was a very, very nice human. And we got to talking, and then he comes to find out he's from Strasbourg. He worked up in Strasbourg. I'm like, dude, Bubby Ryman? He's like, fuck, man, I've been friends with Bubby Ryman. That's my fucking uh, ex-father-in-law, my second wife's father. And he's like, how do you know him? I was like, man, I was married to his daughter. He's my ex-father-in-law. And so we're talking for a second, and he goes, and he got wrapped up in the conversation and got excited. And he's like, man, she's crazy. How'd you even marry her? And I was like, and then he caught himself and he's like, oh, I'm sorry for asking. I was like, nah, dude, it's all good, man. I mean, it is what it is. And I told him, and this is the first time I've been able to tell somebody to their face of what has been transpiring in my fucking life. My fucking head injury. So I told him, I said, look, man, I said, I'm recovering from a head injury right now. I said, and I have a history of head injuries. And I said, I didn't realize it because I married her 15 years ago. I said, I didn't realize it until I had this present head injury and I had to sit down and take things slow and figure things out. And I was going back through my life and I realized that I had 2 major head injuries right before I married her. And he goes, oh, you know what I mean? And that's just crazy, man. I mean, I feel it's weird because I'm constantly walking this line of feeling helpless or feeling like a victim, and then at the same time knowing that it's all in my hands, it's all my fault, I can change things right now today. I walk that line constantly because, again, I'm not even, what is my personality? Who am I? Who am I? I mean, my personality was beat the fuck into me every day of my life for 10 years, from the age of 6 to 16. At least 8 to 16, 8 or 10 years. So there's just, I still deal with that kind of fight inside of my head, inside of my heart, of not knowing I'm just constantly looking at things from so many perspectives to make sure that I'm not just being a dick or being hard-headed or being an asshole or just being self-righteous or narrow-minded or, anything of that nature. I don't want to be that. But yeah, these head injuries have not been nice to me, man. They have really taken a toll on my ass. Now, I don't know why. The past few videos I've made, I'm yawning. I don't know what's going on. So, like with my phone thing, when the videos I made yesterday, I was just getting like flashes of it's like electrical pulses almost. It's weird. And it affects my visual field. Like I almost see the flashes coming out, So I'm just, there's so many things that I deal with on a daily basis. And because I'm healing and clearing things out, there's things that have always been there, but I was aware, but I pushed them back to my subconscious because there were so many other more pressing things that had to be dealt with. So now I got things coming up that, are just strange to deal with. I don't know why I keep yawning. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things involved, like we really have to be human. The fact that I was so fucking badly abused, man, and now that I understand what happened, and now I was just on this thing about somebody else was talking about their abuse, or no, somebody that catches child abuse. I can't even remember, but I'm reading the comments down below and people just telling their stories like mine, like, I was severely abused and everybody thought my parent was great, and man, it's unreal. And then when you finally come out as an adult and try to say something, people don't want to hear it. They don't want to fucking know because it disrupts their whole fucking universe. that they built their whole life around this fucking thinking that this person was perfect and that I wasn't abused and that everything was fine and I was just a bad kid. You know, again, that cognitive dissonance. It comes back to that cognitive dissonance, man. You know? So what do people, when I mention this, what does my family do? The cognitive dissonance kicks in. They blame me. They pity me. They say I need Jesus. They say I need to get my head checked. They say I need to be on pills. They say all this stuff about me. But what won't, so that's the cognitive dissonance, okay? That's the gaslighting and cognitive dissonance. And then what happens after that? Stockholm syndrome. So what do? Instead of, you know, questioning my mom or looking at her and going, something just isn't right here, they praise her and they say, oh, we'll pray to Jesus with you about him. Oh, we're so sorry you had to deal with him. You know, and that's wrong, man. This shit is so fucking wrong, dude. Yeah, it's just, I mean, this, I just don't know what to do. And I can't, at the moment, I'm still unable to go on with my life because I'm sort of stuck in limbo. I'm hanging on to these fucking material items for what fucking reason? Only because of my kids. If my kids were taken care of, dude, I'd get rid of all, I'd be out on the street. I'd be gone. I would be in the back of a railroad car immediately. I would take off. I would be gone. I'd drop all of this immediately if I knew my kids were taken care of. But no, I have my son. I have a 14-year-old son who's being medically abused by his mother, emotionally abused by his mother. These fucking women do this shit all the fucking time. I mean, they just get away with it. Not only do they get away with it, they are propped up and put in these positions to do these things. This is all on purpose, guys. This is all on purpose. This is a systematic, abusive system. That's what it is. It's an abusive system. And it's all on purpose. All of this confusion and craziness, and all of it is on purpose. It's 100% on purpose. This is not human. This is not humans interact. This is how humans interact within abusive systems. Let me say that again. This is how humans interact within abusive systems. You have the illusion of free will. You do not have free will. You have the illusion of free will. You are coming, everything you do, say, or think is coming off a program, an abusive program you're placed on as a child, and abusive programs you've been placed on since then. This is not how humans act. This is not how humans treat each other. Humans only do this to each other within the framework of an abusive system. That is it. The systems have to uphold and promote and support in order for this stuff to happen. That's the only way it can happen. So what you're seeing is planned. It is all planned. All the breakdown of the family, the drug problems, the mental problems, all of these issues, all of them, the family problems, the fucking this, that, and the other thing. It's all planned. It's all 100% planned. 100% planned and orchestrated. And they got us running around in circles going, oh, what's the problem? Pointing at each other, going like this. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. And they get us so wrapped up that when we finally go to point and go, it's my fault. Most people want to kill themselves because they can't deal with it. You know? Instead of healing. What else? Anything else? I mean, there's so much. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that to be so abused, and then, you know, and I understand, and then what I'm saying is I'm understanding, like, because if my mom abused me, and I can sit here and look at all my family members who are not only defending her, but refusing to empathize or sympathize or anything with me in any sort of way. And not only that, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth. So not only do they refuse to empathize with me, but they're with my abuser behind the scenes praying and causing all kinds of other drama. You know what I mean? And this is the exact same thing that's going on in Palestine. The abusers, the railroad company and the government who caused and planned the abuse on the town of Palestine, right? This was all planned, 100% planned. Caused this to happen in Palestine are the same ones who are coming in with their thug-ass gangs and telling these people they're going to help them. I mean, that has got to be scary as fuck. That has got, because you know who your abuser is, right? Even though it's not put out there, they know who their abuser is. So then the government's going around knocking on the doors, coming in their homes, telling them everything's okay, telling them all. They know who their abuser is, even though nobody's saying, well, the government's abusing you because they're not taking care of you. They know who they're abusing. That's got to be scary, man. And then to have the railroad company's got their own police there, locking down the roads and everything. I mean, it's nuts. These people are being so severely abused. It is unbelievable. And again, this incident is not just affecting Palestine. That incident is affecting hundreds of mile radius of Palestine. You know what I mean? But just to know that this psychological abuse is like, these people can't get away with it. They're stuck. They're literally stuck. And then, you got like people on the internet that are telling these people, well, it's your fault, you're not getting out of there. I mean, these people are under so much abuse right now, emotional, psychological, spiritual abuse, physical abuse. It's just disgusting. It makes my heart hurt. Happens all the time.